No, I indicated Officer Bell and Officer Nisbet, but you can give them a breakdown if you choose to, or you can go into the program. It's up to you.
Okay, good morning. My name is Constable Bell. I'm an investigator and a senior officer at the traffic department.
Good morning. I'm Officer Nisbet. I'm an investigator at the traffic department.
All right, great.
Okay, so Jiki, our topic for this morning is number plate. Nisbet is going to read what the law states about the number plate, and we're going to share some of the issues we have as officers when dealing with people on the road when it comes to number plate and offenses that can stem from number plates.
Okay.
So the entire topic for this morning is the number plate. We're also going to indicate the colors for the different types of number plates and how they should be made.
Before Nisbet start, is this an indication that you'll be starting a drive or a crackdown on number plates, implementing the law per se?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Because
we're not going to implement it. We already does enforce it. So we're just here to educate people.
Okay.
'Cause while we're enforcing these laws, people tend to say that there was not a way. So we're just here to educate people, right? And we will still be enforcing the laws as
Okay.
we go along.
Okay, great.
we find that a lot of persons are committing more offenses when it comes to the number plates. It used to be more of speeding, tints, and stuff like that, but we're seeing a lot of number plate offenses coming up right now.
Increase. Officer Nisbet?
Okay, so you can find this on the Law Commission, right? It is Schedule 2 of Regulation 4. It also have a diagram which shows you how the license plate is supposed to be,
The shape
Right.
of it.
right? So each license plate shall be rectangular and bear upon it an index mark of a letter and shall also have a separate number assigned to that vehicle by the licensing officer, right? Where the index mark and the number shall be arranged in conformity with the arrangement of the letter and figure as shown on the diagram above, right? Meaning they have the diagram which shows you just letters and numbers. It's a rectangular shape. There's no name, no fancy thing, no design. It's just a regular rectangle. Right? That is what the law says. Right? So people like to put name on the license plate. It should not be there. Right? You can get a ticket for that.
Okay.
Right? Okay, the license plates we speak about, we have CD, which means in the case of diplomatic vehicles, right? We have G in the case of government-owned vehicles, with the exception of some unmarked vehicles assigned for the purpose of national security and police investigation. Right? We also have H, HA, R, RA, T, and TA in the case of public service vehicles. Those are the taxis, the hire buses, the rental, those are public service vehicles. Right? We have P, PA, PB in the case of ordinary vehicles and unmarked vehicles. Right? That's some government vehicles, they are unmarked, so that's where we have the unmarked vehicles for government vehicles.
Yes. When it comes to the number plate, also GQ. For example, we started with P, and then you realize we stemmed to PA, and then we reached to PB. After every 9,999 numbers, the letter increase in terms of from P, if all vehicles were registered in P up to 9,999, and somebody is looking at another number plate still, that's where we stemmed over to the PA. And then when we reach that figure in the PA, that's where we are in the PB. We haven't exceeded that limit in the PB yet, but if we, in any event that we exceed that limit, we would move on to the PC. And to avoid moving over to the PC unnecessarily, that's why we're encouraging persons to license their vehicles. Persons who have P, PA, PB. If the vehicles are down, indicate to the traffic department that the vehicles are down. And if you wish to retain the number because you're going to fix that vehicle later down in the line, you have that number that would be reserved to you. Okay?
We ask you to register or let us know that your vehicle is down, because the way the system operates is that after a year passes, it's going to automatically take away the license plate.
That number would not be assigned to you anymore unless you indicate to us. So sometimes persons have vehicles down for 3 years and, they get up, they get it fixed, and they went straight Inland Revenue to renew that number plate, get sticker, get brand new number plates, and then when you go now, you realize, hey, this number is already on a vehicle.
Or do they indicate to you that the number is in use?
Yes, because you cannot license a vehicle that is already licensed. So when you come and you said, hey, I'm trying to license back my vehicle P1000.
Right.
The agent is going to tell you, hey, P1000 is already assigned to someone else.
And then that's where the confusion starts.
That's where the confusion starts.
Right.
But if persons listen when we come on the air and speak, they would understand that we are encouraging persons to indicate to us. If we don't have any notification, we wouldn't know what is going on. And a lot of people, they claim they don't listen to the radio. But as I stated earlier before, when the double salary is being announced, everybody listening to the radio. So it's where you really have your priorities. Okay? I'm going to give you the colors for each number plate. P, PB, PA, which is private vehicles, that number plate should have white writing with a black background.
The letters and figures must be white,
Okay.
not writing. The letter PB
Yes.
must be white, not your name. No name for on the license plate.
Government vehicles, black number and figures with a white background. That's the G. Rentals, white numbers and figures with a red background. Taxi, black numbers and figures with a yellow background. Passenger bus, which is the H and the HA, it's a white figure and number with a green background. GT, which is the coasters and stuff like that, it's the black number and letter with a pink background. And the city, it's yellow number and letter with a blue background.
Okay.
Okay, while we on that, the law also speak about the size of the letters and the numbers. All letters and figures must be 3.5 inches high. Every part of every letter and figure must be 5/8 of an inch board. The board itself must be 5/8 of an inch, right? And the total width of the space taken by every letter and figure except in the figure of 1 must be 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches. He also says the space between the letter and figure must be 1.5 inch. So it gave you an example in the law commission. If you look for it, it's page 99, right? you have an example of it, of how the license plate is supposed to look.
Yes, and while we're at that, GQ, we have number of issues, especially when it comes to number plates and persons making the number plates. Because, for example, you would have P12 or P106, and right next to the P, you have the numbers right next to it. So it's like everything is together. After the letter, there should be a spacing and then the number. 1.5 inch spacing between there to indicate, hey, this is the letter for this number plate, and this is the number. Now, for persons who get in accidents, the number plate's broken, the bumper come off, or stuff like that, we find that a lot of persons tend to just get a piece of cardboard and write on their number plate. That is illegal. Remember, the number plate, especially for private vehicles, should have the white letters and numbers with a black background, not black writing on a brown cardboard. There's no number plate in the Federation that is brown. So I want persons to discontinue that practice. You could get a ticket for that also. We understand, hey, you might just get in an accident and you might not have the money immediately to go and do a number plate.
Guys, we have our first call for this morning. Good morning, you're live.
Hey, good morning. GQ. Let me add something to what the officers them they saying, because sometimes I don't even know what to tell them at times, because I know those guys are some hard working guys, right? And there are always people above them. Now, since last year, there are vehicles that have on blue license plate, blue like PB. Such as one PB 222, right? And another one I've been sending to the sergeant and been sending to Donna last year. This last year sending that number plate to them. The last month, the license plate, they're still on a white Honda. Right? And no harder try your best and work hard and no, I know this guys them up there. But sometimes when you see people still in the office and they're not really like going out there to help. Because last month when I saw the Honda vehicle, I went in my phone to see how long I've been telling them that these vehicles have on license plate to the back. Right? And when we spoke about that no name on your license plate whatsoever, what I be saying, sometimes with license vehicles, they say that everybody rules don't change from January. It's a license plate. But yet people going to license the vehicle them with the plate them on. Well, and they're being passed. So what the police then gonna come out and tell them that they ain't supposed to die on, but they don't want to license the vehicle with the plate them on. If you understand what I'm saying. And this is not supposed to be. This is not supposed to be. Right? I think I wanted to give that police officer, the clear police officer there, my phone number. And I'm going to give him the 2 license plate them that I've been complaining about for the longest while. They are blue. I don't like license plate. For some reason, I do not like license plate. Somebody almost hit me a time, and when they drive off, I couldn't even make out the license plate because all the number them jam up. Right? So I couldn't go station to say that the people them had jam up number. Right? Anyway, I can listen now for you.
Okay, thank you, Granny, for your information. To the number plate with the writing. Now, before we upgraded our system when it comes to the inspection, The licensing authority had a discussion, a meeting with the inspectors, persons that do inspection for vehicles, and we indicated what all should be done when they are doing the inspection, what offenses to look for, and especially when it comes to the number plate and tinting. Now, if persons are being negligent and passing these inspections still, with the number plates not conforming to the law, the tint not conforming to the law, when the police stop these vehicles out there, we can check in our system to see the inspection that was done on that vehicle, because those inspectors have to take pictures of the vehicle. And if that inspection was passed with the writing on the number plate, then we can deal with that person on a different level. Okay? But what we realized, when persons are going to inspect their vehicles because they are aware that we are clamping down, they take off all the tint, they make sure the number plate, how it is supposed to be done, and as their inspection is passed, they go back, they tint back their vehicles, and they put back these graffitis on the number plate, on the windscreen and these stuff. So persons are finding loopholes to what we would call floss the vehicles after. So it's not really the police not doing anything, and I wouldn't put the blame on the inspectors also, because I don't think these people would want to jeopardize their license for $30-40 to make somebody feel good. So persons are taking advantage of the system, and it's in anything. When somebody could find a loophole to go around the system, they would do it.
Let's take this call. Good morning, you're live.
Hello, Dickie. A blessed good morning to the officers then.
morning.
Officer, when we look at your vehicle, them, a lot of your vehicle, them look mash up, and then you all pass them for trying to oil stop mash up the government vehicle, them, because taxpayers got to pay and everything. So you all kill the vehicle, them, when you all get them as gift our favor. Because some of them, the government vehicle, they know. Some of them got plastic behind, and then got the back glass behind.
Thank you, caller. I don't think any of our vehicles would pass the inspection if it's not in proper condition. However, when it comes to number plate, we realize that multiple government vehicles had their number plates on the side, tilted, and stuff like that. And I could give an example. I was on 4th Street one day, issuing a ticket for number plate because somebody came up with their number plate literally on the right side of the bumper, and it was still vertical. It was not horizontal. And I'm there giving that person a ticket. And here comes up a government vehicle with the same offense, and now that person is watching me like, let me see what you're going to do. Now, I personally, I stopped that vehicle. I inquired the department and who would have been the supervisor for that vehicle, and I called that person and informed them that number plate needs to be adjusted. And if I'm going to warn that person who is working for the government, it's only fair for me now to warn the civilian. And that's where you put me in an uncomfortable spot when I'm doing my job. So persons who have government vehicles assigned to them, maybe that they go home with because of whatever their job description is, a lot of persons feel like, hey, because it has G on them, they can do whatever they want. They want to exceed the tint limit. They want to put the number plates how they want. No. The law is for everybody.
All right, let's go back to the phone line. Good morning, you're live.
GQ, good morning. And good morning to the officers, them deal. Police, we the poor people on the road, the court of conscience, in the so-called university want to know when you are going to get serious with these other knives around Bastille. And when you look at when you do your due diligence and check the shuffles, them is not locals. Me see a man got a speaker in his window every night past your village where more than 6 people. Knives after 9 going for 10. What's going on in the country? We got laws. Laws on the books. Years ago, when Walwyn them was in charge, them they gotta walk up the station. Walk up the station and deal with the vehicle. What's going on? Everybody, since this free movement, everybody come here towards the light. I'm calling on the commissioner to get these things right. And not even that. All kind of people coming across Liverpool that night. They're going to the ATM machine. They come straight to the ATM machine. They're going around the clock. You all must come on the road like the young man over country who was in charge up there, the slim fellow. What you name, GQ? So you still on the traffic. Because to me, he knows more than all of them, you know. Canes. And I asking them, you know, to put back canes there, otherwise it's going to be problem into problem into problem. When you listen to these young men here, then they have good intention, but they're properly schooled. Because he come to me like who in charge, don't you talk with them? I mean, if you're not, you're not. But put back canes there. That's the only how you can get privatize the traffic. Have a good morning, GQ. This is Jam Down, eh?
All right, Jam
I'm
Down.
going back down. Poor people defender.
All right, guys, before you respond, let's take another call. Good morning, you're live.
Hi, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Yes, good program as usual. Hello?
Yes, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Listen.
Yes, a question. Can the parking of vehicles right there by the Sandy Point Market, opposite the road to go up, that will take you to the old engine terminus? I don't know if you guys are familiar with that area. The road that takes you up to the Sandy Point.
That's opposite the national. That's opposite the National Bank.
Right. Can parking be prohibited there because it makes it very difficult for vehicular traffic to move in that area? That's the same area where the accident took place recently. Right. So I'm asking if parking can be prohibited there, and also in Newton Ground, right there by the Church of God and the Fleming Product business place. Recently, the Fleming Product hosts events. Right. I know everyone is trying to, make a living and so forth. But accidents are being caused there because the road is not clear. You cannot see when you're driving in a westward direction coming up the hill. You cannot see what is coming from the opposite direction. And I'm asking if it can be prohibited for vehicles to park there. Yeah, may God continue to bless and protect the St. Kitts Nevis Police Force.
Thank you, Carla, for your request. However, we cannot just get up and tell you, hey, persons cannot park there. Road safety is our priority. However, each community or village have different police stations and district. Now, I would encourage the caller to go to the Sandy Point police station with his concern, point it out to the officers, share his suggestion, and those officers will liaise with the licensing authority, traffic department, and then we can come together and make a decision if we're gonna prohibit parking or make the parking at a limited timing or what's not. In reference to Newton Ground, I am very aware of the area that the caller is speaking about. There should be yellow line in that area, so it's just for us as the officers to enforce the law when it comes to the yellow line. Okay? The caller who called about persons with the loud noise, not using the roundabout properly. Now, caller, I understand that the police should be on the road, but when the police is on the road, these persons wouldn't commit these offenses in front of us. These offenses will be committed in the absence of the police, and that's why we request the help of the public. You know, if you can bring the facts, whether by video or whatever, to the police, then we can act from there. But when the police is on the road, these offenses would not be committed in our presence. And if it is done in our presence, then we will enforce the law.
Guys, we have 2 minutes. I'm going to let you all wrap up before we get into our 9 o'clock report. Nisbet, you want to lead the way?
Well, I just want to remind the public that while the police is out there giving the tickets, we are not getting paid for these tickets. We're not getting anything at all.
No commission.
No commission at all. Right? And I find it very strange that Officer Bell gonna give you a chance, and then tomorrow I have to see you committing the same offense. Right? What we try to do is when we see these offenses, we give you an inspection form to bring your vehicle to inspect. Some people do come, some people don't, and we have to summons you. Right? And some people feel like we harassing them, right? And some people defeating the purpose of informing the public where the police is at the point in time. We are asking you guys to stop it. You want the police to do the job, let the police do the job when they're supposed to do the job. Right? Stop helping the criminals get away with these things. Because every time you post that the police is here, they avoid the police. Right? When the police stop you, I am asking you, please stop lying to the police. Sometimes we know people have a teller. Right? Stop lying. If the police gonna use his discretion and give you a chance, let the police do that. Lying to the police is not going to help you. Stop lying. Just take the ticket if you're going to get the ticket. Right? Stop lying. Okay? That's it for me.
Yes, I just want to encourage persons to drive safe. Those who drive safe to continue to drive safe and conform with the law. If you know, do. If you don't, ask a question. That's why we're here.
Indeed. Guys, before we wrap up the show, just got to send some greetings your way, man. Coming in from a viewer there on YouTube, Christina James. She's saying good morning to all of us.
Good morning.
Officer Bell and Officer Nibbet, thanks for all you're doing. Blessings and be covered by the blood of Jesus. That's greetings coming in there from Christina James.
Thank you, Christine. Have a blessed morning.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes. And catch you guys next week, same time, same place?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of the program. We're getting ready for 9 o'clock report coming up next. And then at 9:30, we have Skellig Power Talk.
Too many stunt drivers on the road, man. With the fire day driver, what's your